So this morning tested every bit of patience that I actually have. Um, After waiting for about 25 to 30 minutes at a local branch here, I finally made it up to the counter only to experience a whole lot more frustration than when I actually had arrived. Now, let me just share that I don't usually make it a habit of going into the bank. I do my best to send wire transfers or to use the ATM machines or any other method. However, today I had to go into the branch, which I want to stick a pin in for a few minutes, regardless of how much we are trying to push our customers over to technology and digital platforms. We can never erase the human touch 100%. Okay, I don't care what your business is. Whatever business you are running, no matter where you try to eliminate people, you will still need people at the end of the day. So, in this live, I really want to talk about something that I think many of us experience, but we're so silent about it. And that truly is the way customers are treated. Too often we become okay with the long waits, the poor communication, the policies that protect organizations, but have no respect at all for the people that they serve. And today I'm taking a stand because I wasn't going to say anything about this. And then I was reminded that my voice has value and that I need to speak up. And it's about time that we start asking hard questions, demanding better service, and reminding businesses that customers are people. We're not just numbers at the end of the year where they say how much their profit is. We're actually people. And without people, those profit numbers that they have wouldn't be what they are. They could not brag at the end of the day about how much money it is that they've made if there was no customer. Now, I want to share with you that this, for me, this is more than just one bad experience or an emotional response. Actually, this is the fact that as a consumer, I too have been too quiet about the poor experiences, the long waits, the unhelpful attitudes, the policies that feel like they are punishment more than they are protecting me. And organizations are quick to tell us all about their rules, their regulations, but yet they do not remember that the reason they exist is for the people that they serve. And so today I want to have an honest conversation. This is not a complaint. This is a challenge. We have to stop being passive as customers and start being advocates for a better service and for better fairness and respect. Because service is something that isn't optional, it's something that should be expected. Now, as we go through this live, if you have a bank recommendation for me, please drop it in the comments below because that's the point where I'm at. I'm at the point where I am reconsidering the relationship that I have with this particular bank. So here's my story. I go into the bank. I wanted to use the machine, but because I had so many dirty dollar bills, I knew the machine would spit the money back out. I had 87 $1 bills. We just really gotten a donation from the students at St. John's College. Kudos to you guys, the Key Club at St. John's College. And so I went straight to the bank with the donation provided by the students. 87 $1 bills in addition to some larger bills, okay? And so I said to myself, these dollar bills will not go through the smart machines. They are dirty. The machines are sensitive. You're going to be here all day trying to make this deposit. So I went inside the bank and stood on the line. 20 to 25 minutes on the line. When I got to the teller, I said to the lady that I needed to make a deposit. I had a lot of dollar bills and the machine will not accept the dollar bills. The young lady proceeded to tell me her organization's policy. The policy is that they no longer accept deposits over the counter. For me, that baffles me because what is a bank? What is a bank if it is not a place to receive and give money? But anyway, let me don't get sidetracked. So I said to her, Mom, I've been on the line for about 30 minutes now. And so is it really fair for me to stand on this line for 30 minutes, for you to give me money, to send me to the ATM, to stand on another line, to use the ATM to deposit said money when it can take you 30 seconds to do the deposit right here. So I gave her the money, and she proceeded to give me $85 in larger bills and $2 back that I could go to the ATM to use. I told her I'm not going to the ATM on principle. I spend for that particular account $20 a month on service charges. $20 times 12 for the year for somebody who very rarely comes into a bank. And you are going to tell me that you can't provide a service for me? You cannot provide a service because your organization has decided it doesn't want to have a counter full of people to take deposits. That your organization no longer wants to take deposits without exception, knowing that your machines are sensitive and that your customers' safety is at risk. Because there have been many times when I have been afraid using the machine because of the many times it spits the money back out. I do not feel safe as a customer using the machine. And so when I have money that I know the machine is going to kick out, I believe common sense should reign and the policy should be flexible. So the young lady proceeds to tell me that they can only accept deposits from the elderly, blah, 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 blah. Listen, organizations, your policies should not be punishment to your customers. And that's how I felt today. I felt like I was punished as a customer of this particular bank because the machine that is designed to take deposits is too sensitive to take dirty money. And so I must come inside the bank, stand on the line for 30 minutes for you to exchange the money, for me to go back on the line, to stand on an ATM line, to use the ATM to make a deposit so the funds could end up on my account, thereby spending 30 to 45 to an hour doing banking for a small transaction. How does that take your customer into consideration? Are your policies not designed for the customer experience, for ease of banking, for quick and efficient service? Punishment for your customers is not the answer. And so I want to appeal to every single customer that is receiving poor service to push back. Because organizations need to understand that our dollars count, that our time is important. We should not have to spend an entire hour on a bank line. That is ridiculous. I don't care what bank it is. We should not, my time is value. And my hourly rate, for me, is a waste of time standing on a bank line for an hour. It's no respect for me as a customer, and it's no respect for my time. So I believe that common sense should prevail. If you have a customer that's coming in with US dollars, and that customer has stood on your line for 20 or 30 minutes, it is disrespectful to send that customer, to change that customer's money and send them on another line where they can use your digital machine. The root cause is to fix the machines, to make sure that the money that is being presented is actually accepted. That's how you show me respect as a customer. That is how you show other customers respect, by actually fixing the root cause and not punishing your customers. The second thing I want to share about this is, as an organization, what type of culture are you building when you place your employees in a position to face customer frustration all day, every day? How are your employees supposed to feel when they say to a customer, ma'am, I cannot take your deposit, and they know that that customer is going to give them pushback? Why would you place your employees in a situation like that, where they are frustrated at the end of the day because there have been so many customers who are frustrated by stupid policies that they have to enforce, and the policymakers are not on the front line? You do a disservice to your employees. You create a toxic culture for your employees. and you make it difficult for your employees to actually enjoy coming to work. And so I want to appeal to customers: stop swallowing, stand up. You have rights. Secondly, I want to appeal to organizations. When it comes to the customer experience and setting policies, be mindful of the customer and the impacts that it will have on the customer. It's not just all about the organization. You are already reaping the benefits. Thousands of people are banking with you and paying service charges that range from $5 to $20. In addition to that, you are multiplying the deposits that benefit your organization. And you mean to tell me that consideration for customers coming into your bank is not something that is a major priority for you? I want to close this live by saying I have banked in other countries. I have gone into places like Bank of America, where I stood on a line and was processed promptly. There was no big sign to tell me they don't take over-the-counter deposits. And they do have digital means available for you to use, and they encourage you to use them, but they don't punish you if you don't. I've been in banks in other countries outside of the US where people serve you, where they're happy, where they thank you. And let me just tell you, only because the credit union does not offer all of the services I need, I am still with a commercial bank. When I walk into the Bahama Island credit unions, I am greeted from the door by the security. A big greeting. As a matter of fact, they even recognize me. Welcome back. How are you today? It's a pleasure to see you. The security at the Bahama Island Credit Union in Palmdale. When I walk through the door, the tellers all greet me. If I've had to wait 5 or 7 minutes, they offer an apology immediately. And I've never had to wait in the credit union more than 6 or 7 minutes to be processed, to have my deposit processed. So can you tell me why the credit union could have a much better customer experience? Why the credit union can have tellers who are happy to serve you? Why can the credit unions be cognizant of the fact that their customers are their profitability and offer service? No, it's time for a change. And I'm standing up to these stupid policies. Now, if your policy has the facilities available to allow your customers to use those mediums without problem, then take a hard stand. But if you know your machines cannot facilitate a deposit because it keeps spitting the money back out, when your customers come for their plan B by standing in the line, treat them better. Now, if you have a banking recommendation for me, this is where I'm at. If you have a banking recommendation for me, please drop it in the comments. I want to bank with an organization that respects my time. I want to bank with an organization that is responsive. I want to bank with an organization that's not punishing me for coming inside the branch to do a transaction. I want to bank at an organization where my relationships don't matter, that the service is straight across the board, and where I actually get value for the service fees I pay every single month. So if you have a recommendation for me, please drop it below this live. Please tell me why, because I really need a more efficient and stress-free, frustration-free banking experience. Thank you.